Maximizing garden space and boosting yields doesn't have to be complicated. Amish gardeners have perfected the art of planting in square blocks instead of traditional rows, increasing productivity by up to 30%. This smart method not only conserves moisture and suppresses weeds naturally, but also makes garden care easier and more efficient. Discover how simple spacing and planting techniques can transform your garden into a high-yield powerhouse. Barn floor sweepings. Weekly barn sweeping creates a rich fertilizer mix that many overlook. Amish farmers turn straw, manure, and feed scraps into a perfect carbon-nitrogen blend. Applied 2 to 3 inches thick around plants in spring, it provides slow-release nutrients all season long. No store-bought fertilizer needed. This method recycles waste into powerful, natural plant food. Ashes with chicken manure. Wood ash from stoves raises soil pH and adds potassium for healthy plant growth. Amish communities found that mixing it with aged chicken manure creates a balanced, root-safe fertilizer. Combine 1 part ash with 4 parts manure for a powerful, free soil boost. The ash reduces acidity, while the manure provides nitrogen. Together, they outperform many store-bought options. Fall tillage for soil building. After harvest, Amish gardeners turn the soil in late fall, leaving it rough instead of smooth. Winter freeze-thaw cycles naturally break up clay and improve structure. By spring, the soil is ready with little effort. This method boosts water absorption by 40%, making gardens more drought-resistant and low-maintenance. Corn cobs for heavy clay. Amish farmers grind dried corn cobs and mix them into clay soil each fall to improve drainage and aeration. This free byproduct creates air pockets and slowly decomposes over 2 to 3 years, offering lasting soil improvement. It breaks up dense clay naturally, saving money and reducing the need for repeated treatments. Furrow irrigation. For row crops, creating shallow channels between rows with a hoe directs water straight to plant roots. Amish farmers use this method to focus rain and irrigation where it's needed most. It reduces water waste by up to 60% compared to sprinklers, prevents erosion, and is especially effective during droughts. Windbreaks around gardens. Amish gardeners plant trees and shrubs around garden edges to block 50 to 80% of wind, creating warmer microclimates for delicate crops. These natural barriers reduce moisture loss by 30%, cut watering needs, and extend the growing season, while still allowing enough sunlight for healthy growth. Mulch highway system. 3-foot-wide mulch paths between garden beds help manage water naturally. Amish gardeners use them to absorb rain and slowly direct moisture to nearby plants. As the mulch breaks down, it feeds the soil, reducing the need for extra fertilizer. This setup also makes garden access easy without complex irrigation. Pond clay for water storage. Amish communities use clay from pond excavation to line water storage areas, preventing leaks and conserving moisture. This free, natural material outperforms synthetic liners and lasts for decades without maintenance. It's a cost-effective way to store water and protect gardens during droughts without relying on expensive systems. Kerosene lamp pest trap. Amish farmers use shallow pans of soapy water under kerosene lamps for nighttime pest control. Insects attracted to the light fall in and drown, protecting crops while you sleep. This simple method targets moths, beetles, and other night pests, with one lamp covering about 1/4 acre effectively and affordably. Diatomaceous earth for plants. Food-grade diatomaceous earth, made from fossilized algae, cuts through soft-bodied pests without harming plants, people, or beneficial insects. Amish gardeners use it as a chemical-free barrier after rain to protect against slugs, aphids, and crawlers. Since it works mechanically, pests can't build resistance, preserving garden health naturally. Ash and lime dust. Amish farmers mix wood ash and agricultural lime in equal parts to repel soft-bodied pests like slugs, cutworms, and ants. Sprinkled around plants, this alkaline mix damages pests' exoskeletons and forms a barrier they avoid. Reapply after rain for continued protection, an effective, low-cost alternative to chemical products. Livestock for pest control. Amish gardeners let chickens forage in garden beds after harvest to eat pest eggs and larvae, cutting spring infestations by up to 80%. Pigs also help by clearing weeds and tilling soil naturally. This method reduces pests, lowers feed costs, and prepares beds for the next season, all without chemicals. Corn planting depth. Amish farmers plant corn seeds at a depth 3 times the seed's width, adjusting for soil type, deeper in sand, shallower in clay. This promotes strong roots and boosts germination from 60% to 90%, reducing replanting. It's a simple, tool-free method for consistent, healthy growth. Soaking seeds in rainwater. Amish gardeners use rainwater to soak seeds for 12 hours before planting, as its natural pH and minerals boost germination better than tap or well water. Pre-soaked seeds sprout 2 to 3 days faster, giving them a strong start, without the chemicals found in treated water. Soil readiness. Amish farmers test soil by squeezing a handful. If it crumbles when poked, it's ready for planting. If it stays in a ball, wait 3 to 7 days to avoid compaction, which can damage soil structure and limit root growth and water flow for years. Plant spacing using body measurements. Amish gardeners use body measurements for plant spacing, hand span 8 to 9 inches, for large crops like cabbage, thumb width for 1-inch seed gaps, and foot length for row spacing. This simple, tool-free method ensures consistent spacing, prevents overcrowding, and boosts yields. Manure hotbed system. Amish farmers dig 18-inch pits and fill them with fresh horse manure, topping with 6 inches of soil to create natural heat beds. As the manure decomposes, it warms the soil for 6 to 8 weeks, allowing planting 4 to 6 weeks earlier and boosting seedling growth without electricity. Glass storm windows. As cold frames, Amish gardeners repurpose old windows to build cold frames, offering free, effective protection during cool weather. Glass provides better light and insulation than plastic, while hinge designs allow for easy ventilation. This zero-cost method extends the growing season and reduces waste. Corn shock plant protection. Amish farmers bundle corn stalks into upright shocks after harvest to shield garden beds from harsh winter winds. These natural barriers trap snow, insulate soil, and protect perennials from cold damage, using free farm waste that also adds rustic charm to the winter garden. Stone walls. For season extension, Amish gardeners build low stone walls on the north side of tender plants to create thermal mass. The stones absorb heat by day and release it at night, raising temperatures by 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. This natural insulation protects crops from cold snaps and extends the growing season without energy use. Early morning harvest. Amish farmers harvest vegetables before 8 a.m. when sugar levels peak and plants are fully hydrated. Cool morning temps preserve freshness, boost flavor, and extend storage by 3 to 5 days compared to midday picking, all without extra tools or effort. Curing onions. On barn roof, Amish farmers cure onions on slatted barn roofs where sun and airflow dry them in 10 to 14 days. This elevated setup prevents rot, forms tight skins for long storage, and keeps onions safe from moisture, pests, and rodents, ensuring a quality harvest that lasts through winter. Root cellar ventilation. Amish root cellars use 4-inch pipes at floor and ceiling levels to create natural convection. Cold air enters low, warm air exits high, keeping temperatures between 32 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This energy-free system prevents spoilage, condensation, and dehydration, perfect for long-term vegetable storage. Apple storage. In straw barrels, Amish families store apples in wooden barrels layered with clean straw to keep them fresh for 4 to 6 months without refrigeration. The straw cushions the fruit, absorbs moisture, and allows airflow, preventing bruising, spoilage, and early ripening. Store in a cool cellar at 30 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit for best results. Cloth bags. For small seeds, Amish gardeners sew small cloth bags from old cotton fabric to store seeds. These breathable bags prevent moisture buildup and protect against pests. Clearly labeled with permanent ink, they offer better preservation than paper or plastic, at no cost and with zero waste. Seed testing by counting sprouts. Amish gardeners plant 20 test seeds each spring to check germination rates before full planting. After a week, they count sprouts to calculate viability. Rates below 60% mean it's time to replace seeds. Higher rates allow for reduced seeding, saving space and cost. Attic storage for seeds. Amish households store seeds in sealed containers in unheated attics, where cool, dry conditions preserve viability for 3 to 5 years. Attics stay rodent-free and maintain low humidity, unlike damp basements. Natural temperature shifts help some seeds stay dormant until planting time. Plant selection. For seed saving, Amish farmers save seeds from the earliest, highest yielding, and healthiest plants to improve varieties over time. By selecting disease-free, pest-resistant plants with good flavor and storage, they develop seeds adapted to local conditions, far outperforming generic commercial types. Corn, bean, squash, triangle spacing. Amish gardeners plant corn hills 4 feet apart in triangular patterns instead of straight rows to maximize space and provide natural support. They plant 4 to 6 beans around each corn hill, letting the beans climb the stalks, and space squash 8 feet away in the triangle's center. This setup increases food production, improves soil fertility through nitrogen-fixing beans, and uses squash leaves to retain moisture and suppress weeds. Sunflowers along garden edges. Amish gardeners plant tall sunflowers along garden edges to serve as natural windbreaks and attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. These flowers define garden boundaries, boost yields, and produce seeds that feed chickens and wild birds, combining beauty with function for a healthier garden. Herb order for pest control. Amish gardeners plant aromatic herbs like basil and marigolds around vegetable garden edges to naturally repel pests. Their strong scents mask crop odors, reducing insect damage without chemicals. These herbs also provide useful seasonings and medicines while creating a functional, attractive garden border. Fruit trees. In vegetable gardens, Amish gardeners plant dwarf fruit trees within vegetable plots to create partial shade for heat-sensitive crops like lettuce and spinach. These trees provide food, beauty, and natural compost from fallen fruit, while supporting a balanced garden ecosystem that maximizes space and productivity. Cloud reading for weather. High, thin clouds signal major weather changes within 24 to 36 hours, giving gardeners reliable early warnings. Amish farmers have honed the skill of reading natural signs instead of relying on forecasts or technology. Dark, low-hanging clouds usually indicate rain within 2 to 4 hours, allowing time to harvest or cover crops. Clear skies in the morning, followed by cloud buildup in the afternoon, often point to incoming thunderstorms with strong winds or hail. Observing cloud patterns offers dependable short-term forecasting, helping gardeners make timely decisions for planting, harvesting, and protecting crops, without the need for expensive weather equipment. Soil temperature planting. Amish gardeners use a metal rod inserted 4 inches into the soil to check ground warmth, rather than relying on air temperature. Cool season crops are planted when soil reaches 45 degrees Fahrenheit, and warm season varieties need at least 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Soil temperature is more reliable since it reflects actual root conditions, which change more slowly than air. Seeds germinate based on soil warmth, not air, making this simple method essential for avoiding failed germination and costly replanting due to cold soil. DuPont frost prediction. Heavy dew forming in the evening signals no frost risk overnight, offering natural protection for tender crops. Amish farmers check at ground level, where cold air settles, instead of relying on broad weather forecasts. Clear, dry nights with light wind often bring frost, which can destroy crops in hours. Ground-level observation is more accurate than distant weather station data, as microclimates vary even within short distances. This traditional method helps gardeners act early, either by covering plants or harvesting, to prevent frost damage and protect valuable food and weeks of growing effort. Wind patterns for weather. Southwest winds bring warm, moist air that often leads to storms within 6 to 12 hours. Amish communities rely on wind direction changes as accurate signs of shifting weather fronts. Wind patterns often provide better and more reliable information than official forecasts. Northwest winds signal clearing, cooler weather, helpful for some crops but risky for others sensitive to sudden temperature drops. Rapid wind shifts warn of incoming fronts, prompting timely action to protect crops or adjust work plans. This traditional method gives farmers valuable early warnings without the need for costly weather equipment. Linseed oil for tool handles. Amish craftsmen soak new wooden tool handles in boiled linseed oil overnight to prevent splitting and extend their lifespan. This treatment is done right after purchase, as prevention is cheaper than repair. The oil penetrates deep into the wood, creating flexible protection that adapts to temperature and humidity changes. Treated handles last 3 to 4 times longer and provide a safer, more comfortable grip. Reapplying oil yearly keeps handles strong, smooth, and free from cracks or splinters during long periods of use. Sandstone wheel. Sharpening. Amish blacksmiths use natural sandstone wheels for sharpening as they offer the right blade angles and precise control over pressure and speed. Hand-powered wheels prevent metal from overheating, which can damage the blade's temper and effectiveness. Sandstone operates at a slow, steady pace, ideal for careful sharpening. Using water during grinding keeps the metal cool and preserves its structure. With proper care, these wheels last for decades, consistently producing razor-sharp edges that reduce effort and improve cutting precision while preserving the integrity of the tool steel. Forge repair. For bent tools, Amish blacksmiths heat tools in coal forges until they reach an orange-hot temperature, softening the metal for reshaping with hammer and anvil. Instead of discarding bent or damaged tools, they restore them to full use. Controlled heating and slow cooling prevent brittleness caused by rapid temperature changes. This forge repair method saves money and often results in stronger, more customized tools than factory versions. The skill extends tool life indefinitely while ensuring reliability for tough agricultural and garden tasks. Garden markers from scrap wood. Amish woodworkers repurpose leftover barn materials into pointed wooden stakes for plant markers, costing nothing to make. They use wood-burning tools to permanently label plant names and dates and protect the wood with paint or oil to withstand weather. These durable markers last for years, unlike paper or plastic ones that fade or break. The pointed shape makes them easy to insert, and their sturdy build prevents damage during weeding or cultivation. Custom sizes fit any garden layout, and permanent markings ensure clear, lasting identification. Layered manure pile system. Amish farmers build compost piles by alternating 6-inch layers of manure with carbon-rich materials like straw, leaves, or sawdust to maintain the proper carbon-to-nitrogen balance. This prevents bad odors and speeds up decomposition by supporting healthy microbial activity. They turn the pile monthly with a pitchfork to keep it aerated, producing nutrient-rich, sweet-smelling compost instead of foul, anaerobic sludge. Covering the pile with straw helps retain moisture and heat, both essential for steady breakdown. This method yields finished compost in 4 to 6 months, much faster than unmanaged piles that take years, providing a steady source of organic matter for enriching garden soil. Crushed eggshells in compost. Eggshells provide calcium carbonate that helps balance soil pH and release nutrients slowly over several seasons. Amish households save and crush eggshells from daily cooking to add to compost piles, increasing surface area for faster breakdown. Crushed shells improve compost texture and drainage, preventing soggy, compacted conditions. They also supply free calcium that helps prevent blossom end rot in tomatoes and peppers, a common deficiency in garden soils. This slow-release calcium boosts soil health and supports crops for multiple growing seasons. Green manure crop rotation. Amish gardeners plant fast-growing buckwheat in unused garden spaces during summer to boost soil fertility naturally. They till the plants under at the start of flowering before seeds form, ensuring maximum leaf and root growth. As the buckwheat decomposes, it adds nitrogen and organic matter, improving soil structure and water retention. With a 60-day growth cycle, this method prepares soil for fall cover crops or next season's vegetables, turning idle land into productive, nutrient-rich ground, without the need for costly fertilizers or long wait times. Liquid manure. For quick feeding, Amish farmers mix aged manure with water in a 1:10 ratio to make liquid fertilizer that delivers fast nutrients during peak growth. Strained to avoid clogs, it's applied weekly at the roots and absorbs quickly, giving plants instant nourishment without the wait required for solid fertilizers. Hill planting for better drainage. Amish gardeners create 6-inch high mounds in heavy clay or poorly drained soil to prevent root rot and improve growth. These raised beds shed excess water, warm up faster, and improve drainage and air circulation, ideal for root crops and heat-loving plants during wet seasons. Block planting versus rows. Amish gardeners use square planting blocks instead of rows to boost yields by 25 to 30%. This method shades the soil, conserves moisture, and suppresses weeds naturally. It also makes maintenance, harvesting, and pest control easier, producing more food with less space, water, and effort. Succession planting. Calendar. Amish families plant new crops every 2 to 3 weeks to ensure a steady harvest and avoid feast or famine cycles. By staggering plantings based on their needs and storage, they keep fresh vegetables available all season, preventing waste and garden gaps. This method requires planning but guarantees continuous produce. Crop residue. For next year, Amish farmers chop crop residues after harvest and mix them into the soil to decompose over winter. This adds organic matter, improves soil health, and reduces the need for store-bought fertilizers. Underground root storage dig. Amish communities dig storage pits below the frost line, lined with straw and covered with insulated boards to naturally keep root vegetables fresh all winter. This underground method maintains cool temperatures without energy, preserving crops for months and cutting refrigeration costs. Clay pot seed. Preservation. Amish households store seeds in sealed ceramic containers that naturally regulate moisture and protect against pests. Clay's breathable nature prevents moisture buildup and preserves seed viability for decades, ensuring reliable planting material and preserving heirloom varieties across generations. These Amish gardening secrets show that the best gardens work with nature, not against it. Try just one technique and see your effort decrease as your harvest flourishes. Smart gardening means letting these proven methods do the heavy lifting for you.